What is up, YouTube? It is Doc here, Docky Style Gaming, and I am back at it again with another Tiny Tina's Wonderlands video for you all today. And in today's video, and thanks to IGN today, we got a look at a lot of new weapons, went into a lot more detail on all of them, and a bunch of concept art. And also a few days ago, we also got a look at our character creation system, so we'll be going over that as well in this video. So, like I always say, without wasting any more of y'all's time, let's actually just hop straight into this info because there's a lot to go over. So first, let's go over the weapons because that's the newest information we just got and what I'm actually most hyped to get into. Now again, thanks to IGN's site, we got a look at a bunch of different weapons. And they went into just about everything that you can get in the game, from melee weapons to guns, wands. We even got concept art of different spell books and all of the different types of melee weapons. So starting with the melee weapons, they said that there are 4 different types in the game. You have your two-handed blades, your swords, your axes, and blunt weapons like your hammers and morning stars. Now, they also said there is a completely new RNG system for the melee weapons in comparison to the guns in the game. They also went on to say that each melee weapon class has multiple different options and that there are 12 different types of blades in the sword weapon class alone. But some of the different examples they gave us when talking about the swords is that they said that there will be mods on the hilts and the blades. They said that the hilt mods offer bonuses to your characters while your swords are equipped. And one of the examples that they gave was that while your melee weapon is equipped, you'll be able to gather ammo. So while you're dealing close range damage, you're also replenishing all of your ammo on your weapons. Then next, they went into blade mods that come with stat modifications and they say look a lot cooler. But they did pretty much say that there is a large loot pool of different stat mods that the blade mods can pull from, and teased all of the possible combinations that you could get with your hilt mods and your blade mods for your melee weapons. Now, similar to the spell breakdown that I did a couple days ago, they also said that all of the melee weapons have special manufacturers in the game as well. They said Valora makes Tiny Tina's two-handed swords, Swift makes the one-handed swords, they said Cleave is for all of your axes in the game, and then Bonk is your one-stop shopping choice for blunt weapons. Then they also went into the glide mechanic as well, which I covered in a previous video, but they said all of the melee weapons, with the exception of the two-handed blade, have a glide to their attack, essentially launching yourself across screen with your melee attack. And I've talked about it before, even though the guns are still supposed to be the main focus of the game, it definitely seems like they put a lot of work into the melee weapons in game, and I kind of want to see if I could get a proper melee build, because it seems more fun in my opinion to just hack and slash everything rather than shooting. But ultimately, we'll see what happens and what all the build possibilities are when this game comes out. Now, the next bit of info that they went into when talking about weapons were, of course, the guns. They talked about some of the different shotguns in the game, some new types of guns like the crossbows, which aren't just like your normal rifles, they said. They said they wanted to make them all feel unique, so some of them will shoot out multiple arrows that'll stick to enemies, and some might even get buffs while they're stuck on an enemy as well. So there's a lot of different things that they're changing and implementing so that some of the new weapons that are in the game that might feel similar to older Borderlands games don't just feel like a reskin. So they've been doing a lot of tweaking, or as they described it, Tina-ized a bunch of weapons to make them feel a bit more unique for this world or for the game in general. And of course, there's a bunch of concept art as well, which I'll be showing on screen also. They also said that similar to how Borderlands has elemental weapons like acid and fire, Wonderlands throws in magic into the mix, which for a fantasy setting, of course makes sense. One of the examples they even gave was when reloading your weapon, you sprinkle fairy dust into a cup that's attached to the hilt of your gun. So they're definitely leaning very hard on the fantasy and mythical aspect of this game, which I am all for. And then, of course, just like every other Borderlands game, they did say that all of these items will drop in different rarities and different roles. That's the one thing the Borderlands series has never skimped out on, and it is loot and the amount of loot that you can get. So definitely be expecting to go through a lot of loot to find the perfect role for your perfect build. Next though, let's head over to talking about the character creator, which was some new information that just came out this Tuesday, talking about all of the different ways you'll be able to customize your Fate Maker in Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Now, this is something I was already hyped for because this is the first time we'll be able to actually create our own characters in the Borderlands series. Now, when talking to the senior producer and creative director, they said that you could build, if you wanted to, they said that you could build the most handsome rock-jawed warrior in the Misty Mountains, or if you really wanted to, you could go full Monster Factory. They said that Tiny Tina's Wonderland is all about your choices and making the experience feel like your very own. And they said there are tons of options available to you in the character creation alone, and that's pretty much a good way to hammer home that point. They said from the start, it's literally a blank slate, that you start as a pale grayish purple figure on which you can apply the paint of your imagination. They said there's no option locked behind genders, no specific set of voices to commit to. They said you are free to make whoever you want and whatever you want. Literally, when it comes to the character creation, you'll be able to go crazy with pretty early on. Now, the article did go on to say why we want to customize our characters that we're never going to see since it's a first-person game, but it said Gearbox has pretty much outthunk us already, though. They said while it's true a large portion of the playtime is first-person, they said that anyone that plays with you is going to be able to at least see your horrific or gorgeous creation, but it said that you'll also get to enjoy the fruits of your labor in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands overworld, which I talked about in a previous video as well. But they said when moving from area to area in the overworld, you'll see a tiny, super deformed version of your character moving across the play screen. A big head, bobblehead style avatar is a great chance to really appreciate your hard work you put into creating your character. Now, they said that there will also be quick change machines as well, so you can try out and equip new customization options and items on whenever you're playing the game, which is always fun, and pretty much most other Borderlands games have let you do that as well. But they also said that one of the funnest ways to make your characters deeply off is to disengage the slider for symmetry. It says it will push the character creator to horrific levels. It's crazy how intense they're going to let you customize your character in a game that's honestly, like I said, this is their first time doing a full-on character customization. This is super dope and I am all for it. You can essentially go all out when it comes to creating your character at the start of the game. And that's before we even get into gear that you can start unlocking for your character throughout the game as well. So the character customization in Tiny Tina's Wonderland looks to be crazy fun, and I can't wait to just mess around with my character for hours before I even start playing the game. But that's pretty much going to wrap up all the news that we got this week when it comes to Tiny Tina's Wonderlands from IGN. We got a bunch of new weapons details and some of the character creation details as well. Like I always say as well, let me know how hype you are for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands and what you're most looking forward to with this game. Like I said, it comes out next month and I cannot wait to play with all of y'all. Just like my Godfall streams or hell, any multiplayer stream, my parties are always open. So whenever I'm streaming this, if you're playing online, you're always welcome to join up and let's see some of these crazy character customizations. Other than that though, I am going to wrap it up. So thank you all for watching. Like always, be sure to join the Discord if you haven't. Link to that is in the video description, as well with joining the Twitch as well. Link to that is in the video description. But with that, I will catch y'all all in the next one. So I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the subs. Peace.